Don't stop. Don't stop. Like anyone should know. Like anyone should know. You brought the cheese into my life. You plopped it down onto a plate. You made me feel like you didn't know what you were doing. What you were doing. You brought the veg into my life. You sliced it up on that same plate. You made me feel like you didn't know what you were doing, but it was all a simple hope.
Yes, we all know what that means. It's that time again, folks. It's 7 o'clock on a Thursday. On a Thursday, Bradley.
On a Thursday. I mean, what
And
better day?
I don't think there is a better day than Thursday.
I mean, you don't want to do it on Friday because, you know,
No.
I'm floored by now.
Right?
Yeah.
I would be under the table at this time on Friday.
Right. As we all should be.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
But yeah,
so
excited.
I'm excited too, Bradley. It's been a couple of weeks. You've been off in the great state of
Had to be off. Yeah.
Texas.
I was down in Texas, and I was down there during game 1 of the World Series.
Oh, what a catastrophe that was.
I mean, we might have the wrong demo for that, but yeah.
I don't know if we have a demo yet, Bradley, but
Well, let's ask all 4 of them.
yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Hi guys, it's us. It's Chris and Bradley here with a 60-foot Guinea Pig podcast.
Just keeps getting bigger.
It does.
The guinea
I think
pig,
he's-
actually. But
Yeah, I think he's 60 foot and 2 inches.
Right. Or is it just gaining girth?
It's more, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's both really, height and girth.
Like, yeah.
It's
I mean, eventually
genetic-
his feet won't be able to touch the ground, and he'll be just, move him around with a forklift.
I don't
2
know. I got to
forklifts.
look at the picture again. Are his feet
Yeah.
touching? You can't really.
Oh, I
tell.
forgot he went. He got a little scary for the holiday.
That's right.
Yeah,
Little disturbing. little
to say the least.
frightening.
Yeah. Well, the guinea pig is always a little frightening
Yeah,
because you never
Um,
know when he's going to eat your idea.
this is true. And
Yeah.
and saying that, you've now set the stage for the show. Everyone now understands exactly what this is all about.
Right.
It's about the fact that we as creatives, we as idea generators, we generate so many ideas sometimes that some of those ideas just fly into the ether. They get swallowed up by, in my case, an imaginary guinea pig. In your case, have we decided what it is yet?
Oh, let's hold on that until next week because I'm
Okay.
excited to talk to our guest
I am as well.
because I would say this person has a lean guinea pig.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
You think so? I would say
Well,
I'm almost positive this person has an even more enormous guinea pig, because I feel like the more things you do,
yeah,
the more things you come up with to do.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
But I read her CV and I'm like, this is a person who does what they want to do. And I envy that. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I like people who say they're going to do things and do things. I probably shouldn't put that as a generalization. That's dangerous, but yeah.
Generalizations are generally dangerous.
How about this? I read last week that when someone, the author was talking about discipline, and for them to help define discipline for themselves, they redefine discipline as choice. So anytime that they think about discipline, they think about choice. Did I choose to do something or did I choose not to do something? And everything's very active in that framework. And I thought that was really interesting. And I managed to hang on to it for 3 days. And now
Good
I'm
on you.
completely undisciplined, or I'm not making choices. But that is to say, yeah, I think we've got an exciting guest. I think they have made some strong choices, and as we all wish to do, gotten
Yes.
away with it.
Mhm.
No.
Renee wants to know, what do we feed the guinea pig?
What do we feed the guinea pig?
Ideas, Renee, ideas. Thank you for asking. But yeah, without much further ado, let me introduce our guests this evening.
Okay.
And that is someone who is near and dear to my heart, someone who perhaps you've recently been introduced to, Bradley, but I think you are going to get to know and love this person as much as I do.
Yeah.
This is someone I've shared the stage with, as well as I don't know what else. I guess the stage as the audience with. I've shared the audience with her as well. There you go.
Good one. Good turn.
So I'm just going to bring her up. Jessica Fishenfeld, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo, Jessica.
Hi.
Hi.
So great to see you, Chris, and great to meet you, Bradley.
Great to meet you. Welcome. Really glad to have you on. You're my first thought was like, you're not even a triple threat. You've got like 18 things going on.
I do a lot of random stuff.
We're gonna get into it, but like, okay, so opera, actually Bass led off with that you're an outstanding improviser,
Thank you.
comedian, opera singer, fitness trainer, aerialist. I'm out of breath just saying all those things.
It's true.
That's absolutely amazing. And when I think about like choice, I like, wow, that's a person who has managed to make choices and gotten away with it. Hats off to that. So
somehow I just keep making choices. I'm just interested in too many things, and I just I'm a kind of person who like thinks of it and then actually does it. So I'm like, you got to try.
When did that start?
Curious. I was doing a podcast interview with my best friend Lexi on her podcast, not to compete with podcasts, but
no, please drop a name.
I wouldn't have known. It's called In the Deep End, but
In the Deep End.
But she really brought to light that, like, I thought it was a more recent thing, but she was like, no, this started when you were like back in like elementary school. Like I was doing like soccer, dancing, and I just kept like, every time my parents encouraged me to do something, and I would just like stick with it. And so like I been dancing for a very long time. Didn't make the middle school soccer team, so I kind of cut my losses there. But I did play soccer growing up, and then I did karate, and then like one of my first fitness jobs was teaching kickboxing. So I feel like there was like a little link there. So, I've just like collected so many interests over the years. I was a fencer. I was on the fencing team in high school, and like managed to make captain by my senior year. So
did you have a specific weapon, or were you 3-weapon?
Oh yeah. I was a foil fencer.
Okay.
The best one.
That was my way of subtly injecting that I used to be a fencer as well. Did I get it across?
Oh my God. Wait, what weapon did you fence?
Epee all the way.
Epee. Okay.
I'm tall and lanky and screw right away.
Yes. Okay. My best friend Lexi was also an FAist, and she was tall. She is tall and lanky. I wish we could like have a whole section on the stereotypes of fencers, but I think that's a little too niche for our for this podcast.
Foilists are lean precise and generally small and usually young. And then epeists are always tall and lanky, and saberists are mixed between like super heavyset guys and old men.
Yeah, but the personality traits of each, like epeists, since the target area is anywhere in the body, you can just kind of like throw your blade wherever. Foil was the smallest target area, so you had to be really skilled and precise. And
right away.
Not to like throw shade, but
no, I'm fine. I was I succeeded mostly through dirty tricks. I had a couple of shots of like tagging people right in the wrist as they lean forward. And actually, like as you mentioned, we're really getting in the weeds on fencing conversations. So maybe this is a different podcast.
Please,
but we'll okay. But epeists, because you can hit anywhere on the body, they tend to have, most of them tend to go for what's called a whip shot. So, and if you ever see it in Olympics or any televised, they wait, this is a podcast. Why am I trying to visually demonstrate this?
Explain
They,
these words.
yeah, they whip it back and forth until they get their blade moving, and then at the last second they extend so that that momentum bends the blade over your guard and tags you like in the shoulder or the face or wherever. And that's just where all epeists start, and it's wild and it's flaily, and I hated it. So I got really good at knocking people under the elbow or under the wrist, just
Ooh.
because as soon as like they show me the timing of
Yeah.
it's a metronome, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know where the upbeat is, so that's
Yep.
when I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, it is very musical now that you think about
Yeah.
it. Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
yeah,
but
those are
I've
days
gotten a few
gone.
whip shots myself as a foil fencer. Like when
Yeah.
someone was leaning forward too much, it was like I got it right on their back. It was like, ha ha.
Ooh,
It's
that's
not like
very satisfying.
it's not only like a gratifying point, but it's like a humiliating point for the other
Oh, yeah.
person. It's like,
Oh,
oh
yeah,
shit, like I shouldn't have been leaning forward. Like they shouldn't have been able to get me on the back. Like that's really
Yeah.
that's
No,
not good.
no, you should not have been able to get them in the back.
I know.
I'm going down some path that I've never been before, and I'm really enjoying it. I
We
don't
can
think,
move on.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that fencing is very popular in the Southeast. I just have to say that straight out.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that both of you are from the Northeast or lived there
yeah,
quite a
New
while.
York.
Oh, no, you're not. You're not actually.
Where are you
From
from,
Dallas.
Bradley?
Yeah.
Dallas. That's
Dallas.
right.
Fort Worth, actually, but yeah. But no,
Oh,
but you
okay.
say Fort Worth, and they're like, "Oh, is that next to Dallas?" Yes, it is.
Right.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Dallas,
Right.
Fort Worth.
That
Now,
is
how
the
do you
difference.
say Fort Worth though? Do you say like with
I
gusto or
I say Fort Worth,
okay?
but when we were kids, it was Fort Worth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it was definitely FAWT, F-A-W-T, Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
I love you.
Uh-huh.
That was the phrase.
That's
Wow.
almost close to a New England accent, actually.
I've got the sweater, so maybe that's influencing it.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's it. Maybe that's it.
But
Fort Worth, you're not from there, are you? Anyway, we could.
I love that I can pick that you're doing Phil Hartman as a New Englander.
Yes,
but yes,
big fan.
yeah, there's a little bit of fencing going on in Texas, usually around the universities.
That
Also
makes
along
sense.
the border, but you know, that's a different kind of fence.
Yes.
So
Ooh.
what? These are the jokes.
All right, so we got through the soccer team blues. You did fencing, and that was before or after the kickboxing instruction.
That was way before. I did fencing in high school and kind
Okay.
of didn't continue with that. But I miss it a lot. I still have my fencing gear in the attic of my parents' house in New York. And then in high school I started doing, before that I started like doing musical theater. I went to musical theater camp like starting when I was like 10 years old. And got to high school, did the musicals, and my high school also did operas. And so that was my first introduction into opera. It was very rare for a high school. It was a public high school too. We just had
Yeah.
like an incredible music staff on Long Island in Great Neck. And yeah, they're still going strong doing their operas every year.
That's amazing. Well, where did it go from there?
Okay. And then
all right. So, actually, no, I don't want to ask about the operas. I do want to ask about the opera singing. Opera singing.
yes.
Real great enunciation. So that got started in high school. Did that
Yes.
continue after high school? Did you study? Did you?
Yes. So my family was very encouraging. They saw that I had a special knack for it, and I was really passionate about it, and they encouraged me to pursue that. And so I got my undergrad. I got a bachelor's in music from NYU Steinhardt, and then I went to Manhattan School of Music to get my master's in music in opera as well. So pursued that, was lucky enough right out of grad school to get like a residency, like a singer residency position. They call it a young artist program at Palm Beach Opera, where like the resident artists, like they're there for the whole season. and they sing smaller roles, and they do like the big roles in family performances and understudy the big roles, and they do concerts throughout the season, donor events. You're just like on staff as like whatever they need, you know. And then like the big stars come in and play the lead roles, and we get to kind of learn from them. And so it's like a training program that you're also like paid a small salary for.
It's everything,
Not
and
paid
everything
enough,
these days
but
ends with, and then you're paid a small salary.
a small salary
A
where you
stipend.
barely survive.
It might cover your bar tab.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. I know you've done tons of opera in the time from then until
Yes.
now,
Yes.
but I want to focus on one specific operatic strategy that you took on last year
Yes.
that was super interesting, and I don't think anyone has done it before, not to my knowledge. And basically, I'll just jump to it. You combined aerialist and opera into one act. Now, where did that come from?
So I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but there are a handful of people who do it.
Dang
And
it.
I was inspired by those people. So
But you're
it
the
was,
best at it. You're clearly the best at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. There are aerialists who are much more well trained than I am. I had just learned how to be an aerialist when I moved to Savannah in 2020. And basically after doing an outdoor gig in Montana, it was like an opera concert. It was like a burlesque. It was called Opera-lesque, and it was in Montana. And there was this aerialist singer who, like, this is her niche. This is her thing that she does. And so she was like doing aerial and singing, and sometimes I was singing and she was doing just aerial. And since I have like such a strong background in fitness, I just thought, I was like, I think I can do that. And so I went back to Savannah and Googled, aerial studio, and I found Savannah Cirque, and started training to be an aerialist there. So it really, and I was only like a year and a half into my aerial training when I got approached about auditioning for America's Got Talent to perform an aerial opera singing act on the show. So I got my skills to be like good enough to perform a pretty simple aerial act. Like, it looks complicated to the average person because doing aerial acrobatics is no small feat, like even the most basic things. But to like a highly trained aerialist, it was like a pretty simple routine. But to do that and sing opera was like a full body, like one of the hardest things I've ever tried to tackle. So,
Did you do that? Did you do this on
things
your
that are
own?
already hard and make them harder. That's like my thing.
Did you do that on your own, or did you bring in like coaching to put the act together?
I had one particular coach, Chelsea Nugent, who was I met her at Savannah Cirque, and she ended up starting her own studio, Cirque Divina. And just like, I was like, I can't afford to like have like one-on-ones all the time. That would have just like, I don't have that kind of money. And she just, was willing to help me out and just be like, don't worry about it for now. Like, we're going to work on this together. She was planning to actually come with me and be my in-person coach, like for the whole, like, and help me, like, lift me during the act, like off stage, like, cause the hoop goes up and down. And so she was going to, like, since she's so knowledgeable about the act, she helped me put it together. She was going to be there to sort of guide everything, but she ended up getting COVID at the last second. And so she couldn't come with me, sadly. But oh my God, I owe so much to her. And like, we ended up trading. Since I'm a personal trainer, I gave her some personal training in exchange for all of the help that she gave me. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So in your opinion, which one was your favorite judge and which was your least favorite judge? Can you even say?
Oh, that's a good one. I probably have to say Heidi Klum was the quickest to say yes. She said, "I love your onesie." first of all. And so, of course, I had to tell my friend who designed and created my costume that she got a high compliment from Heidi Klum.
From Miss Heidi.
And my least favorite was wow, now I'm blanking on his name because I hate him.
Germaphobe.
Simon Callow.
No, Simon ended up, he was like on the fence and he ended up saying yes.
Wow.
And Sophia said yes as well. But for like weird reasons. She was like, I thought it was funny when your skirt was over your head and you were upside down. I was like, okay, whatever. But she gave me a yes.
Yes, that's
but it
the
was
app.
Howie hates opera. He was like, I don't get it. I thought that you looked like you seemed like a bird stuck in a tree to me. And so he was the negative Nancy who gave me a no. But you only need 3 to pass. And so I did pass, but I ultimately didn't get invited to the live rounds because something people don't realize, people who watch the show, they think everyone who passes the judges, like the audition round, moves on to the live rounds. But it's really only like maybe 20 or 30% of the passing acts actually get invited to the live rounds. So I was lucky enough that they actually like aired a little bit of my footage. They put me in like a cute little montage and it's a great clip for my reel. So just, grateful for what I got. They didn't televise what my name was, which was sad, but it's fine,
Yeah.
You got 3 goes, and Howie Mandel can go put a surgical glove on his head and blow it up.
That's right. But you had some behind the scenes interview bits, not full length interview, but
yes, and I think every time I knew about it because you would text me
exactly
a video.
Oh my God.
I would like text.
Like, oh,
I text you the video.
You were media stalking her best.
I was fanboying a dear friend of mine.
Friend.
So.
All right. Well, was he the only one?
No, a few people did send me clips.
Okay.
So.
All right. Significantly less weird.
Yes.
Well, I played her almost fake dad on stage, so it was my right as a fatherly figure to send
you're right as an almost fake dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What was the show that you were the almost fake dad?
Mamma Mia.
Oh, it was Mamma Mia. Okay. Why do you do that? I feel like I can't get out of a conversation without you bringing up Mamma Mia.
You know what?
It
happens so many
in
times.
Chris's life. It happens so many times.
Well, you know.
I was in Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
I was the Firth part.
The what?
Weren't you the Colin Firth part? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was the Colin Firth part. Yes.
Not that I've seen any of it.
That's okay.
That was pretty knowledgeable though, that you remembered the actor.
Yeah.
That was a pull. All right. So opera singer, aerialist, improviser, comedian.
Let's talk about stand-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you like being punched in the face?
Okay. So, I did improv in high school and honestly thought I was terrible at it. I didn't make the improv troupe my freshman year.
These just
which would have been
arbitrary drama teachers deciding people's fates.
No, that was student run. It was student run. And
all right.
I just wasn't funny enough freshman year. And I just decided this isn't going to be my thing. So I didn't audition any other year. And jump forward to moving to Savannah from New York in 2020. Around the same time I started training as an aerialist, I found Front Porch Improv. And I don't even remember what inspired me to look for an improv theater. I don't know. I was like, now's the time. I'm going to pick up improv again and try. And I Googled improv Savannah and I found them and I started taking classes there. I started with some drop-ins and then I took some full courses and eventually got to perform with them and started doing musical improv, which felt super fun, combining different skills together once again. And then I started kind of writing my own sketches and getting into sketch comedy. And I was like, but I draw the line there. I can never do stand up. Like it's too scary. It's not for me. But I started writing some material. I was like, maybe if I do it someday, I don't know. Like, I'm just going to start writing. So like for probably over a year, I was sort of just collecting stand-up bits, like funny little thoughts I had, like in a long iPhone note. And I decided, you know what, I should give it a try. And it was my friend Mallory Bryant in New York who gave me the final, like the biggest nudge to do it. This was like right before because I visited New York before we officially moved to LA, which is where I am now for those tuning in. And she was like, before you leave, just go to an open mic, like go to the open mic that she's like, I'm not going to be the host that night, that day, but like, just go to the Grizzly Pear and do the open mic. You're going to be so glad you finally just did it. And so I finally kind of committed to putting together a 5-minute set, and I just did it. And I was like, you know what? This isn't that bad. It was like 3 comedians there. It was in the middle of the day. It was basically just the host verbally reacting to everything I said. So it was, a terrible crowd, but I was like, oh, I can do this. Like, half the battle is just having stage presence and being able to like talk in front of an audience and remember what you were going to say. So I felt like I just needed to have some really great material. And so once I moved to LA, almost immediately I signed up for Leslie Wolf's stand-up class, which is basically for 4 weeks. She takes people who've never done stand-up before to performing like in a showcase at Flappers Burbank, a club, like a good club in LA. And it was such an awesome class. It gave me so much structure. We were like workshopping. The students were like workshopping with each other, kind of punching up each other's material in between classes. And I was like, oh, that's how you do this. Okay. And so now I get it. And it's just a matter of like refining and going to open mics. And I've been lucky to get like programmed on some shows. And it's really exciting. I've been bitten by the stand-up bug, and now I'm like, I must get to the top. No, I don't know how long I don't know. Like at the very least, I want it to be a tool for me, like in comedy in general, whether it be just like helping my acting career, or, I'm not like trying to be the best stand-up comedian in the world. I'm just like trying to use it as another tool for my creativity and my performing. And, if I also do like musical cabarets. So if I can like use stand up to enhance my banter during my cabarets, then so be it, So I think in general, it's just a great skill to have.
That's amazing.
So you recently posted an interaction with a crowd member.
Oh,
have you done more than one? I just saw the one.
Did you have a heckler?
I thought it was.
Is that what he's leading you
into?
Yeah,
she had a heckler.
Okay.
Oh, it was just some crowd work. He wasn't over.
Yeah. Well, I felt like he was a little...
it taught me. It teaches you. When you open up to crowd work, you realize like the things you have to be prepared for. And this guy like hit on me hardcore, and I was like, oh, I need to be better prepared for that next time.
You need to drop him.
I need to be prepared with better comebacks.
I
think I handled it okay.
Brian Ryan, I think.
Yeah, I got his name wrong like 3 times, and then
that worked in your favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It like really cut him down. And then just gave him the 1-2 punch at the end, saying basically I wasn't like interested. So because I'm married, and beyond that, I'm still not interested.
I'm currently doing an act right now. So not the right time anyway. So
yeah.
It makes me think of a meme that I saw. I among comedians, I really like Kyle Kinane.
Okay.
And he just had a post the other day, and it was just a copy. It was a text post, and it simply said, "Crowd work. These are 2 words I don't like individually, much less together.
Oh,
It's like, yeah, I'm there with you, man.
that's funny. I think it's fun. I'm excited to try some more. I'm preparing for my first 10-minute set in like about a week and a half.
So
And I'm like, okay.
how much work does it take to get 10 minutes together that you feel good about?
I feel like it's been like a steady building because I've, since my class showcase, which was like last month, I've kind of added and deleted some material just depending on the amount of time that I had on certain shows. And so I have to time it out, but I think with like the material that I've already written, I can kind of just add stuff in that I kind of put aside for the moment. And I think I'm almost there. Like I did one 7-minute set and I just need to basically like add some stuff back in from what I deleted from the last set. And so it's like, I wouldn't say it's not like so daunting because you're not like writing 10 minutes from scratch. You're like building
Right.
on what you've already developed, like the 5-minute and then some other 5 minutes. And so, so you're just kind of mixing and matching and adding. And so I feel like I'm not adding that much. I'm just kind of refining what I have and adding a couple new ideas that I just thought of like this week.
Seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot. Like it's
Yeah.
You really have to commit to writing
And trial and error and falling on your face and
Oh,
getting
yeah.
back up. And yeah,
For
this is
sure.
exhausting. And then
Yeah.
you go teach a fitness class.
Oh, that's the easy part.
That's easy. Well,
At least there are no surprises really with that. So
oh, we hope not.
Yeah.
at least you go into, my personal training, I go in knowing that there's going to be complaining and groaning.
Mhm. Do you have like the headset and like when I walk by that studio in the gym and I hear the woman screaming like, "Come on, guys, you got 5 more!" And that
No,
is
right now
is
I
that you?
haven't done group fitness in a little while. I
Oh,
have
okay.
one-on-one clients, so
Ah, okay. Please forgive
I'm
me.
not straining my voice.
Okay.
I'm going to leave an awkward pause right here.
Yeah, you are because we're thinking about Abraham Lincoln.
We are. Yeah, we
Mhm.
are.
That's what happens.
Lest we forget. Never forget Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, so I'm going to put it out there. You're very active. You're doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Myself, my brain is very active. I come up with a lot of things. Are there things that you come up with that never see the light of day?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I literally have like a list of sketches that I have that date back like 2 years, and most of them I have never completed, either because I looked at it again and I was like, "Oh, that's actually a stupid idea," or it's
Mhm.
just like too like it would just be like too full of a production. Like I'd never be able to pull it off myself. The idea is too grand. I currently have half a music video filmed. I still have
Yeah.
to film the other half.
I know. I'm
So
waiting. I'm waiting.
that's a hurdle.
Yeah.
We kind of ran into a roadblock when I thought I raised enough money for this one location, and they ended up not being able to do it for the amount that they sort of originally said they would. So
Huh.
I have to sort of reorganize, regroup, potentially fundraise more, and just, I don't know. I just want to finish it.
Well, the song is done, right?
Yeah, the song is complete
Okay.
and released. It's called The Spy.
The
And it's a really cool song. It's like semi-operatic kind of cabaret, a very dramatic story about this spy that grew up in poverty, and to escape this like kind of third world country situation, she trains to be an assassin and becomes like one of the world's best assassins, and ends up falling in love with a target. and risks her, like sacrifices her life for her. Like maybe if you know, she like,
This is a really complex narrative for.
it is real. It is. Yes. Which is why I was like, okay, this has to be like a music video, but it's not a normal music video. Like it's like a short film almost. So,
Okay.
you know, the locations were just so specific. It couldn't just be like on a green screen, like kind of bopping around, you know, like it's like, it dictates, every verse dictates like a very specific scenario and action. And like, I have a stunt team, like a fight choreographer who I was collaborating with, and like everyone was ready to go. And yeah, we just have to figure out this location situation.
And now this location situation.
Yes.
Who is it that raised their prices? We all want to know.
I'm not going to reveal.
Well, actually, yeah, she reached out to me to play a bit part, and I gave her, you know, how much
it was
my
Chris
day
Bass.
rate,
It
and
was Chris Bass.
Yeah, she just wasn't.
It's Chris Bass's house.
Yeah.
It was really important in the scouting. It's like we can't do it in any other IT support home office. It's
Exactly.
It's so much more than that, Bradley. It's so much more.
I know.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Again, that's what I thought, and it was a preconceived notion. So please forgive me, but it doesn't seem like you spend a lot of time hesitating. Like maybe, it's like, I want to do that, and I do it. And
yeah, I'm definitely like a strike while the iron is hot kind of person. I've literally like been like falling asleep, and then I'll get an idea and I'll like text someone like, hey, before I forget, we have to do that. Like I just helped my writer friend in LA who, fun fact, went to that musical theater camp with me when we were 10 years old. Yeah, we've reconnected since I moved here, and I helped him organize a table read of his comedy pilot. And he literally was like, I would never have done this without you, because like, I don't know, the writing is so good. He's so talented. And I'm like, okay, we got to do this. And sometimes you won't, if you hesitate, you won't do it. So it's like, you got to just start, even if it's just taking the first step. That's going to hold you accountable to like finish, you know, even if it's just sending that text, like, hey, before we forget, like, we need to start planning that table read. You know, even if it's just like reaching out to a friend, just like that accountability is so important. Otherwise, it's like you're kind of like in a vacuum by yourself. Like, am I going to do this? When am I going to do this? Like, what does it even mean to start? You know? So
I go through that, but I say, am I going to do this? And then I get an email from my boss. But that's really amazing.
I do have the luxury of having a partner. My husband has a stable teaching job. So, but even before that, like we were both like, we called ourselves the project people, because we were always just like down to do a project. We're always like in the opera world, like contemporary opera. I don't know. Somehow we just got by. we had like, you know, multiple jobs, but now he's a full-time teacher, choir director.
I was going to say, you kind of hinted at it, but is he also a creative, an artist? Yeah.
Like, arguably more creative than me. He's a jazz pianist, opera singer, like singer of other styles, like composer. He's now like, you can't see it, but there's a cello in here. He bought a cello and has been like learning cello in the past year, and finally like actually had his first like performance on a recital that he organized.
You two sound unbearable at parties.
They're very nice at parties.
I bet they have a song. I bet if there's a piano, somebody will ask you to do.
They have a
number,
couple
and
of
you
songs.
got it. You're ready. You got like 3.
We've sung together at several parties, but like not because we're like we have to sing. It's like usually when prompted to or coerced.
I'm making fun because it's fun. Yes, usually I'm the person at the party standing back with my whiskey going, wow, they're good. They're really good. Wish I had committed to something that much. Oh, the secret curtain has opened.
Oh, I don't drink. I'm not getting a secret curtain today.
Well, here, cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Let's all take. This is the drinking time right now.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. Just we all need a sip.
Sorry for that interruption.
That's okay.
It was necessary.
No, I was saying I wish that actually, and this is true, although I don't walk around too much of the day embroiled with regret. But there are artists such as yourself, and I think I'm not alone when I think about this sensibly. When I see artists such as yourself who have succeeded, not commercial or financial success, thank you, Bob, but you said, I wanted to study music, and I studied music, and I became a musician. I wanted to learn how to be an aerialist. I found a studio. I bartered my lessons, and I managed, and I wound up on television getting shot down by frickin' St. Elsewhere doctor, and you got there. And there are certain things that sometimes I look at, and I'm like, I sometimes wish I had committed to piano when I was younger, or
Me too.
if I had stuck with if things that I tried and maybe didn't succeed at right away, and wound up not putting forth the effort to get over that hurdle of the hard.
Mm.
And I think I got a lot of thoughts on that, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but it's. I think I admire people that have that stick with itness, that
Mhm.
that can get through the hard, or have something programmed in them. Maybe it's parental encouragement, maybe it's opportunity, maybe it's just having great hair, that they're able to they're able to stick
Oh,
with
come on
something
now,
and
Bradley.
get
This
through
is a
that
room.
get through the
It's a
gauntlet of
room.
becoming an expert. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. And
There-
I was going to say this is a room of great hair, so you don't need to go there.
There's a lot of great hair in the room
Some
tonight.
pretty good hair, gotta say. I
Yeah,
wish
yeah.
that the audio listeners could see the hair
right.
talent right now.
Yeah.
So much hair.
Was there a question in there? I don't. Sorry, I
No, I was
wasn't-
just no. No,
Okay.
I was
There's
I
no
was going to
question.
make a.
I mean,
had a
did
statement.
actually? I'll ask a question out of that. Was there
Okay.
something? Well, it's a two-part question. You may answer either one. Is there something you ever tried and you backed off of, or is there something in particular that you've done that you had to work excessively hard at?
Violin.
Yeah.
I started. My aunt is a professional violinist. She's incredible. She's classically trained and now is like plays in like bands, like rock bands. And so she gave me like two of her like old violins, and in I think it was elementary school through middle school, I played violin, and I just couldn't. I hated practicing. It just like, I don't know. I couldn't get through to like the next level. Like, I don't know. It was a mental block. I shared like, in most orchestras, there's like first violin and second violin.
Mhm.
In middle school, there was also third violin. And I shared the last folder in third violin with my best friend Lexi, the epéist. And like she had these long nails. Like, you're not supposed to have long nails when you're playing violin. Like, it was like her long nails and my like screechy tone. Like, we were laughable. It was so bad. We did not practice. Like, it was not good. So we ended up joining choir, and it was like, oh, this is what's for us. But what I was taking like private violin lessons, and like every week I would tell my parents, actually, I want to do piano. And it was like this very patient teacher who taught both violin and piano. So like every other week I'd be like doing violin and then piano and then violin, piano. And like, I never got good at either of them.
Mm.
And so I quit. But now I'm like, oh man, I want to pick up violin again and like see if I can progress now that I'm
Yeah.
a little bit more
And then-
ambitious.
And then you got 2 degrees in performance training from prestigious universities,
Right.
and yet that violin got away.
That violin, man. So sad. I do wish that I were better at piano too. I did take lessons and like I would feel like a more capable musician if I were more proficient on the piano, like accompanying myself. Like I can accompany myself on like very basic 4-chord pop songs if I like really practice. But I'm in no way a good pianist.
Oh, can I break in for just a second here? If you can avoid it at all costs, do not take that 4-chord pianist guy who's on all the social media. Don't take his course.
Oh,
Okay?
I won't.
Just don't do it.
I've asked my husband to give me piano lessons many times, and he said no because he knows I don't have time to practice.
That can also put a strain on a relationship. Passing on a lifelong skill to a person that, might make you a beverage or not.
Yeah.
That's a lot of trust.
That's true. Yeah, I won't put him through that horror. But we both want to learn guitar, so I want to like be proficient on an instrument where I can accompany myself, because I think like one of my goals is to do like a full stand-up show where I also include some like original comedy songs, and like guitar is the easiest way. You don't have to like lug on like a keyboard or a piano or a regular piano onto stage. You can just bring your guitar and like easy.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely envious of my friends who can do that and want to be able to do that myself. So that'll be my next challenge.
I feel like it's within your reach.
People say that guitar is easy to pick up. I just haven't started. So I think I've gotten the C chord, and it looks like something like this. It's like a claw hand.
You're going to have to clip those nails though.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Maybe not. I don't know.
No, you're probably right. Well, they're like kind of short. I don't know. I do like them short. I do not like having long nails because then they break and then I can't stop picking at them.
Say, have you ever had a nail incident while you were doing an aerial act?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know.
I've never not a serious one, but I've probably like broken a nail, like cracked it or like something.
I feel like bruising is something that happens a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. You need to like, I'm pretty out of practice because I, haven't been training at a studio. And I own a hoop and silks, but unless I have somewhere to attach them to something hanging, I can't use them. And it's a whole, like, you have to condition the backs of your knees and your elbow and like, yeah, it's crazy. It's very painful.
I think this is like the most kick-ass driveway attachment on the block is what you're really describing.
That would be cool. I wish I had that access. I think our garage doesn't really have
so like as opposed to the usual garage that would have like the basketball net.
Correct.
You have like an
No, she's got the hoop or the silks.
It needs to be pretty tall though. It needs to be like, I don't know, 15, 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Or like actually no, that like the hoop would be like 10 or 15 feet in the air. So like the scaffolding would have to be like 20 to 25 feet in the air.
Yeah. So has anyone thought about doing competitive aerials? Is that something?
That's a thing.
There's gotta be.
Oh yeah, no, there that is fully a thing. Yes. My teachers all compete in like the nationals and worlds.
No. You're talking about people like, doing tricks and stuff and that, but I'm talking about like involving a ball and a goal. That's what I want to see.
What? Oh, you're making a joke.
No, well, he is. But what he's envisioning is like you'd have two teams of 6.
Yes.
And they're all in static positions hanging. You can choose your height, or if you're in the silks, you can adjust your height. And then somehow there is a ball that is passed between teams and ultimately through an orifice. And that's
if you've got the right hold, you can do some swinging there. It's possible. Yeah. That's dangerous, of course, but it's possible.
Right. There's helmets.
It can be passing.
It can pass. Yeah. It sounds like Quidditch, honestly. It sounds like
doesn't
Quidditch.
This has to be written into a book now. Yes.
Right.
Can let J.K. Rowling know that.
Okay, so we've covered just about every aspect of what you've done, but we haven't covered your newest thing now. Your newest you're taking classes. You're taking classes in voiceover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Oh my God. I was like, what's left? What's new? I don't know. Yes, it's staring me right in the face.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just finished my first voiceover for animation class with Voice
Very nice.
Masters.
Voice Masters.
Excellent.
Yes, and it was amazing. It was so fun working with Paulette and Mimi and Ashley, and like just getting back to like playing and just being so silly and exploring like movement while you're like that informs the voice. Like I just learned so much. It was just so illuminating. And I definitely want to do more of that. So it was very cool.
There's more to be done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're in the right town for it.
Yes, that is true.
That's amazing. Did you remind me in the course? I've taken a couple of those. In the course that you took, did you have to sing, or is that in the next level?
I did actually. There was 1 week that the homework assignment was to bring in. They assigned us a scene and a song, and the song you had to sort of. It wasn't necessarily a song from the character that you were assigned, but you had to sing it like that character.
Okay.
So
and did everybody, and you sang and everybody quit?
No, I sang and I got notes. I got some notes. I got some good notes from Paulette. And
always notes, otherwise it's not a class.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was like, bringing a little bit more character and movement to the singing. And it was not a super easy song. It was so I was like, this is already vocally kind of challenging, but we'll do my best.
What song was it?
It was a song from Tangled. It was like one of her first songs, I think. I forget what it was called.
It's not I See the Light. It's not that one. It's
no. It was like she's like doing all the chores at home.
Right. Yeah.
7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Yeah, that one. So it was fun. And I had to sing it like the character I was reading was like a Cinderella type character. So it matched up like kind of nicely. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some good synergies there.
Yes, totally.
Bradley, what did you sing in your animation level 1?
I sang something from Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah. It was the women had this one and then the men had Hercules. Or you could have like anyone could have sung anything, but those were like the ranges that kind of worked best for male and female voices.
Yeah. I think what I really remember is we had to turn in a recording of it.
Yeah.
Before class.
Yeah.
And I mixed mine. And so because I got that skill set. Yeah, I was definitely extra because you know what? I'm just doing what is that, a leg up? I'm taking it. And then I had to and then I think I had to sing it live as I recall.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared to like luckily I sounded okay, but I was like I didn't know that we'd be doing it again live, and so I didn't like warm up or anything.
Right.
I was like, oh no. Like nothing is worse than like surprise, you have to sing right now. Like yeah.
That's
auditioning is the worst.
Yeah. Auditioning is worst. Auditioning is the job.
It is.
I know.
That is the job. When you get a booking, that's just dessert.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought, opera auditioning is truly like nothing is worse. It's horrible. It's
do they do that behind do you have to do that behind a curtain or
no? It's not like orchestral jobs.
Okay.
No, it's very much you see the person, and it is. I have all that. That's an interview for another day about the opera industry and how that works. But it's so hard. Like not like hardly ever in an actual opera do you sing 2 big arias back to back. But in an audition, you have to bring your top 5, your 5 arias, like all of them have to be like different. Like, for example, usually it's like you bring an Italian, German, French, English, and then like a 5th, like usually a contemporary English or something, or like some mix and match of that, or like a Mozart. Usually like you'll have to do a Mozart or a Handel piece included. And then you get to come in and you start with whatever you want to start with. And then the panel chooses the second piece. So you have to be ready to sing 5 hard things and you don't know which one you're going to sing second. And so like just the combination of like which ones go best back to back, like you just have to be prepared for anything. And it's so hard. It is.
And you're
so
not getting
hard.
a session fee.
No, God, no. In fact, usually opera singers have to pay to apply to these auditions, unless you have an agent, which eventually I did have one. But like for most of those young artist program auditions, you have to pay to apply. And some of those application fees are like $50, $60, like for one application. So these poor opera singers are graduating from grad school already in debt. And then they're spending like up to $1,000 applying to like all these things for just a job that doesn't even pay them well enough to like survive. It's a scam. It's a scam.
Feels like a scam.
It
do
is.
they
It's
do they do the
terrible.
same thing they do with like theater and musical theater, where they have like a group audition thing that you can do, like a bunch of people come together and just audition, like a conference kind of thing?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I can't.
Okay.
I can't picture what exactly that is.
I had to do that for the opera, but I didn't audition for a singer. I was a stunt performer for a season at the Lyric Opera.
Oh, that's cool.
Because Roberto Alagna cannot get in a knife fight. No, there have to be other people.
God.
There have to be other people there.
Wait, you were Alagna's stunt double?
No, we did. That was Romeo and Juliet, and of course his wife was playing Juliet. But the director, I was really in tight with the fight choreographer, and I'd actually fight captain for him a couple of other places. But he brought me in on the crew for the season, and the biggest one where we had like, well, first of all, Bass. It was exactly like you mentioned, which is about 25 people were there. And we were all given choreography and a couple of other things. And just throughout the evening, we were all tapped out eventually. And yeah, eventually I was in the passing group. But yeah, the director, whose name I cannot remember, didn't want the stars to be involved with sharp objects.
Wow. Wait, who was the fight captain?
I don't remember. Nick Sands. Nick Sands was the the choreographer, and I think he had that gig for many years. At the Lyric anyhow.
In Chicago. Okay, yeah.
And then, but yeah, in the opening sequence, and basically like, so Roberto Alagna and whoever's playing Tybalt would have like a little light exchange, and then their gangs would overwhelm each other center stage. And all of that, and
that's
what I mainly
so funny.
It was a great gig. It was so little work for a decent paycheck on a weekly basis.
That's great. Yeah.
But no, I was probably the one that annoyed you, because I know also in that show, the entire stunt crew got a note one night. It was from the chorus, and the chorus was saying, "Please tell the stunt crew to stop humming along."
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, because we did.
That's hilarious.
Hey, you do it every night after night. It's like starts to get catchy.
Yeah, of course. Hey, you're boosting the chorus, you know.
Right. So I'm glad I didn't say no to that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, you've been holding out on me. I didn't know that you've been in operas. What the hell?
I don't sing.
Yeah, but you were part of the production. That's really cool.
I was part of the team.
Yeah,
and I was gone after first intermission.
That's the best part.
After Tybalt's dead, I'm finished.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
Amazing.
I did stay one night to watch the entire thing from the wings, and I had no idea how long it took Romeo to die.
Yeah, long time. But yeah, now that I think about it, like, so Chris, like, that sort of like I think that's usually like a dance call maybe that you're thinking of, where they like teach everyone the choreography and then you like audition like one by one, or like you wear like a number. So like maybe that's for like the ensemble. And that's
well, actually, I'm actually thinking about multiple.
Oh, you're thinking of like straw hats.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
What is straw hats?
Like summer stock
Mhm.
auditions.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, so you have your like 90-second audition, and you like there are various people from different like theaters like all show up usually in New York.
Oh.
And you go in, you do like part of a song and and a monologue, and then it's like next. So yeah, I think do you have to pay for that? I assume you might.
Yeah, I think so, because my daughter's like, head into that right now, and
Yeah, but usually like open calls for musical theater, like you just show up, you don't pay for it, and like yeah. And like also in opera, you have to usually like sometimes when they're auditioning, even for principal roles, when your agent just gets you the audition, you don't have to like pay to apply. Sometimes you'll still have to pay the pianist. Like this makes absolutely no sense. Like the company comes to New York and auditions all these people and like has a pianist in the room to play for all these auditions, but it's the singer's responsibility to pay for it. It's like, what? You can't make this shit up. Like, what?
Yeah.
How did they get away with this shit? It's insane. Can you tell that I've sort of quit opera?
No.
It'll always be in your heart.
I think you've just got a strong opinion about the industry, and everybody should.
Yeah. No, but I mean, quit is a strong word. I'm not actively pursuing opera anymore. But it's still a skill I have, obviously. I haven't forgotten how to sing it. But
that's another tool in your toolbox.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. It doesn't like the industry doesn't bring me any joy. So or like rather the joy of singing opera isn't strong enough for me anymore to tolerate the industry. And so I'd rather go in another industry that may also still be shitty, but the art form of like comedy and acting, I enjoy more. The creative process I enjoy a lot more than opera. So
it's my favorite.
Where I'm at now.
That's amazing. You're exhausting, honestly. I can't think of having. It's just. When I say exhausting,
okay.
I mean like, wow, you're just amazing. Not letting things sit on the back burner. And like your friend said, seems like it's been a habit for a while.
Yeah, I didn't even realize until she.
I know. I think you should send that message. I think you should talk to more people. I was actually going to ask, when are you going to take up teaching something, so that you can kick young people in the butt and say like, it's not going to happen next week. Do it right now.
Yeah. Well, I teach voice every now and then, and I coach. When asked. So, here and there, I'll teach some master classes at like some school programs and like some like the Junior American Traditions competition. I've been like a coach for them. So yeah, I like to impart wisdom, whatever wisdom I might have.
Well,
tenacity.
Bradley,
yeah.
I have to say, I think this has been good for you. I think this has been really good for you. I think
for me.
I think you're getting pushed. I think there's a little push going on.
Yeah. Am I out of my comfort zone? Do you think?
Yeah. I think you're way out of your comfort zone. You're still not out of your purple light. We can't figure out what that's about. But Jessica, I think this has been truly engaging and enlightening. And you are quite a light for people to look upon. And I don't say that. Great. Yeah, I don't say that lightly.
Well, that means a lot.
I really mean that. And we miss you. We miss you here in Savannah. But
fun fact. I mean, it's like I almost don't want to share, but I'll be in Savannah tomorrow. We're flying out, but we're there for a wedding. We're there so fast. We're so quickly.
She doesn't want to see you, Bass.
We're arriving. Like I was like looking at the schedule. I was like, where can I like see some other friends? Like, but we're there for a wedding. Like flying in, like we'll be there Friday night. The wedding is all day Saturday, and then we leave Sunday, which is my birthday. So I'm gonna be flying for like 6 hours on my birthday.
Oh my
Happy wedding attendance and birthday combo week.
All right, when will you be at the airport? I'll run up there, and I already have a card.
Bass
There's
will
a
run
card
out there
right here
and
for
make
you.
it weird.
Actually, do you want to give us a ride from there?
I'll be glad to give you a ride from the airport. Absolutely. What time are you flying in?
Oh my god,
That would actually be amazing.
Yeah,
you know he's going to show up with like sunglasses and a white shirt and black slacks with a sign.
I can't wait to pick you up in my Toyota Corolla.
Oh my god.
No, seriously, let me know when you're coming in.
Oh my god, thank you. That's going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely.
I'll text you.
Yeah. Now Bradley's jealous.
I'm fine.
You're fine. You're
I'm gonna
fine.
be hanging out without
No,
you.
but if I'm in, I got to figure out a time to go to LA. I haven't been since a very long time ago. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But yes,
Well, yeah, you do. I guess.
I can't say that I'll ask you to pick me up from the airport. In fact, I probably won't. But
No, that would be weird. Hey, remember you did my podcast?
Right.
Can you pick
Pick me up from the airport?
Can you drive the 2.5 hours?
I mean, I actually live right near the airport, so
okay.
if you need a ride, just let me know.
It's very gracious of you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh boy,
are we good?
I think.
Are we good?
Yeah,
good. About to.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's like I keep keying it up so that Bass can bring us home, and he's just.
I'm
trying.
I have exhausted Bradley, so he doesn't want to hear any more about all the
about your success.
I'm exhausted.
And your perseverance and your ability to pick up new skills as a lifelong learner. It's just so exhausting.
So, Jessica, you have one more night in LA. Are you hitting any stand-ups tonight?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I'm sort of debating going to an open mic tonight that's like right near me in near Redondo Beach. But I do have to pack and I have to do laundry. And so it kind of depends on how much I can accomplish.
What Scott's for. He's right there.
What? Are you kidding? He's still at work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, he's a hard worker. I'm very grateful for him. So
he's a good guy. He
does a lot. He does a lot. So I need to, keep up my end and do the laundry. So that's what I'm going to do immediately after we end this.
All right. Well, I am not going to take up any more of your precious time because there is a lot that you need to do. I realize that. And of course, I have to get prepared to pick you up for the airport. And that takes a lot of preparation from me.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley, any last thoughts? Any last words?
No, I think this has been a pleasure. Some great lessons and examples in perseverance, and I stand by my opening statement. I don't think your guinea pig has any fat on him whatsoever.
I don't know. He's a little chunky. I still have a lot to get through on my creative ideas list. So,
all right,
there you go.
All
says happy
time.
birthday. So
thank you, Bob.
Happy birthday, Bob Daniel, friend of the pod,
friend of the pod, and sometimes co-host. So
and also co-host.
Okay, so be nice to Bob. All right.
Always be nice to Bob. So as I'm known to do on these last 3 episodes, we will end with the song, and we'll just see what happens.
All right.
Are we singing? Oh.
Don't stop. Like anyone should know. Like anyone should know. You brought the cheese into my life. You dropped it down onto a plate.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Come
back
Appreciate
again.
your time and your ears. Like and subscribe or do whatever you do when you're listening to us on this channel. And don't forget to call your parents. They love you. They want to
Call your mom. Call your dad.
Call your mom. Call your dad.
What you were doing.
End stream in 3,
You knew exactly
2,
what it was.
1.
Shock you
Bye.
thought it changed.